We are back up and running. I'm going to reload Twitch here. Let's see if anything pops up for us. Okay, Digitio, if you are still with us, let me know, are you hearing audio this time? Okay, so Digitio says he can hear me. Digitio, right now we are running this over our old, I mean, this is an old overlay. And not sure how well my connection is going to do running this. It has had trouble in the past, which is why MG and Michael have taken over for the most part producing for me because of my computer. But we're up and running at the moment. It doesn't show I'm dropping frames. It's showing we're running strong at 30 frames per second. So we're going to give it a go and see what happens.
Okay.
So as we had started to jump into with our group, they have made their way across the river, left the canoe a couple of 100 yards back, sort of did their piece getting it hidden away, and have since get everything set up and prepared to enter. Now it seems like the group's initial plan is to head in a somewhat stealthy manner. So with that being said, I am going to ask the group to go ahead and give me a couple of... Yes, it is... Oh, it is line of sight, but if you can't see anything, Melik, that is a... We'll get that fixed up real quick. Let there be vision!
Ha!
One of these days, my tokens will work properly when we put them on here.
Like,
So,
line of sight, but I'm surprised if I'm just in a hole under a rock or something.
so we'll bring, just to make sure, Lennon, you can see, right?
Yes, I can see.
Perfect.
I see line of sight, yeah.
Okay, yep, that's... if you can do me a favor, go ahead and make a stealth check for me.
I'm gonna reload, Matt, because I have a swirling thing in the middle of my screen still.
Yeah, so do I. It's because of the plesiosaur that I popped up.
Stupid plesiosaur. Okay, I'll keep it up. Yeah, 10.
Okay.
Way to make me feel left out.
Yeah. Hey, the plesiosaur rolled a 19 last week, so.
Yeah, and we're gonna let that stand because we. Oh, and do me a favor. Try moving the plesiosaur, Sarah.
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Oh, sure. I'm under it. Okay. Did not know where I was.
So let's see here. Oh, I turned my media way up because we were testing everything. There we go. So as we've got their group set in here, and actually that is dexterity for those two, so we are going to okay. So I will say the day is yours. You guys have made your way here and have expressed interest in this wall. You found an opening in the northern side of it and are moving stealthily. What is the group's deciding to do?
Me and the giant plesiosaur to go first, guys.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Oh no, it looks like choices.
I'll be right behind them.
Okay.
It looks like a maze.
Lennon will also be just behind the party.
We're going to... We
Oh.
we have to split the party.
So as you guys are walking in, you find yourself walking into the first 10 or 15 feet of what appears to be a large thorn maze. And Digitio, I am very sorry about the poor video quality. That is why we've had MG helping out because of the issues with my computer running the broadcasting. But we have our producer is working on the tech issues on his end. Hopefully he'll be back in a few moments and we'll be able to take another like 30-second break, get him back in and running everything for us. At least until I update my computer. So as you guys come in and start poking around in the maze, go ahead and make a... Are you guys all moving together? You splitting? What's the party deciding to do?
I want to look at the walls of the maze and see what they're made up of.
Oh, okay.
Like if it's
So go ahead and make a
perception or
nature
nature?
check. Yeah, it's not even hard enough for you to need to make a perception check. So as you look at it, let's see here. Look at these, and you can tell they are very thick, extremely sturdy vines with large, and as you run your finger along the side, it seems to be razor sharp thorns on them.
I won't be slowed or take damage if I save thorns. Landslide for the win. Okay, who wants to go left? Who wants to go right?
Okay.
Do we even want to go in?
Yeah, why not? There might be something great at the end. Remember that jug? Wasn't the jug totally worth it?
No.
Yeah, no,
I
it
almost
wasn't.
died.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, the jug was not worth it. But there might be something worth it.
We were
Then
just-
can we compromise and not split up? Or,
Okay.
like...
Okay, let's do that.
Okay.
How are we going to find our way out again?
Just put your hand on the right. Use your right. I think it's like you put your left hand on the wall and you keep following it, and if you like follow it forever, you'll find your way out again. I read that in a.
Are made of really bad thorns.
Yeah, but-
Ebony looks at the wall of thorns. I'm not putting my hand on that.
I will. I'm a druid and I have land stride.
Isn't it 6th level?
You put your hand on the wall, and we'll
I
just
will.
follow you.
That's a terrible idea, but I would try this giant plesiosaur through this maze. It doesn't look like it's gonna fit.
It'll be tight at points, but it'll squeak through.
Okay. Why did I do this?
So as you guys are starting in, you see a couple of different paths before you. Which way are you guys going?
I don't know.
About this one?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so as you guys start heading in for the go ahead and make a survival check for me, Solana, or it seems you're leading the charge on the
Yeah.
plesiosaur. Okay. So as you're going through here, let's see.
Come on, Bob Dylan. We can do this.
I forgot you named it Bob Dylan.
Okay. Of course, because why not?
What?
So as you start poking around and... Give me a second, I'm just... OBSing my computer. Oh, really? Okay. So as you guys are making your way along that path, you notice a couple of different spots here. Let me just see. Okay, just checking here. My apologies.
No apologies warranted.
Okay. So as you start poking around and you start to actually see a couple of things moving towards you.
Oh no.
As you're wandering around and as you get to about right up here.
Okay. Do you want me to move?
Sure.
Us to there?
As you're moving up that direction, and you have news is we're still not dropping any frames, but I'm showing that the stream is a little wonky at points.
I still can't see Dave.
Can't see you either.
Yeah, it's weird because I can
Who's
actually
that?
see you both.
Oh. Who's that inside?
And I can't see anybody.
Oh.
Really? It's extremely weird. Roll20 being mean tonight, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, actually, let's see. Do I have an alert here? Oh. Oh, okay. So I heard back from my tech person. He said audio is running good. Not sure what happened, so unfortunately it looks like our video is going to be a little choppy. Sorry about that, Mr. Digitio. But at least we have some audio running. So we will see, and we will work on getting this fixed up before MG gets back next week for us. Now, so Solana, as you and your plesiosaur are making your way down this path, you come to, you've got sort of a fork in the road. One piece of it heading off to your left and what feels to be back north, and another part following this sort of inner wall. As you're moving along that inner wall, you start to see and hear the somewhat distinct groans that you've heard in the past, as there is apparently a small group of zombies wandering ahead of you.
Oh, why did we choose to go in this maze?
Why didn't Dragon Bait come with us?
Oh,
Yeah.
because I was lazy and left Azaka, who is not so much the close quarters outside, but forgot to drag Dragon Bait along with the group.
One weapon that keeps popping up, like, if these things are zombies, you could have done better.
Alright, so I have line of sight on one actually.
Yep.
Can I just shoot it?
Yeah, if you'd like to, go ahead and.
Is my plesiosaur gonna turn to, like?
Yep, you'll be rolling
Eventually.
initiative for the plesiosaur.
Okay, that's what I meant.
So basically, you'll get this one surprise as you fire off, and then we will be rolling some initiative.
Die.
Alright.
Holy mother, that'll hit.
Be like, die some more.
Okay. So with that,
Yeah.
those of you who aren't necessarily in the back, you guys really can't see much because you have a massive dinosaur walking in front of you. But all of a sudden up top, you see Solana pull the bow off and release. And you hear sort of a groan in the distance. And you know, something's about to go down.
Okay.
That,
Okay, we go last. It'll be great.
So last.
Yeah, I'll be like, hey, there's zombies up ahead. Go get them.
Ooh, I'm not last.
It's got even worse. Never mind.
Those zombies are high.
Oh, did that fourth one roll? Nope.
Don't forget to roll for Dragon Bait, too.
I'm working on it.
Okay.
It is just it's right down here. Hey, that one rolled.
Hey guys, we have a tank.
No tank.
Come on.
How much health does that dino have?
He is over 100. And
Good description.
if I could click on him, I would gladly give you more. Why is this a hand now and not my clicker? Okay, we are going to try to reload roll 20, because apparently now I cannot click anything. The blessings
Website.
of...
Great website.
No, this is OBS burning up my CPU.
Yeah, I can see you though.
Who can you see?
I can see Dave.
Oh,
I
hey.
can see Sarah.
I wonder if it was my computer causing you to not to be able to see each other.
Part. Never again.
So zombie death thorn maze. Just great, guys.
We'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Zombies, I'm not worried
This
about it.
is sparkling.
The freaking dinosaur.
Are you back? DM?
Maybe we should run our own game without him.
Haha! That would be chaos. Plesiosaur's gonna go all around the maze. See everything. All the things.
I'm getting so hyped for level 6, like,
I know, right?
it's like spell apps on my phone.
Oh wait, that is level 6. Shit, I can't use that.
Yeah, I know. I tried to point it out, but I guess you didn't hear me.
No, Landstride's level 6. Damn it, I thought we were level 6, that's why.
No, we're
Okay,
level
so you
5.
don't have a hand anymore.
I don't know why I thought we were level 6.
5 for like 3 months.
That's probably why I thought we were level 6. Okay, so I can't use Landstride. But thank you for pointing it out, even though I didn't hear you. I feel silly.
Oh, well.
What are we doing?
I don't know what we're doing.
We are waiting and looking pretty.
Yes.
Wow, isn't that just wonderful? I have been muted and trying to talk to you people.
Yeah, we haven't heard a word you've said.
Yeah, I just now realized it's like, wow, they're just talking over me. What the hell? And I look down and it's like, oh, they can't hear a word I'm fucking saying.
No, and
Wow.
your screen is black for me, so I can't even see that you're trying to talk.
Yeah, that's...
It's in picture.
Oh, 20, how I love thee when I don't have OBS running.
Did you get Michael's message?
Yeah, I got it a moment ago. I forgot to reply to him, but didn't I?
So we totally weren't talking about kicking you out and like...
Yeah, sure you weren't. That zombie all of a sudden becomes a beholder.
Not another one.
This one is just aiming at Devonay, though. The rest of you can just pass right by. Okay. So is, okay, give me a
I
second.
wanna see Lennon.
Okay. So, let Michael know what's going on. Yeah, what's funny is it's still saying we haven't dropped a single frame, but we're only running at 19 frames per second, so I don't know what's going on with the stream setting, but, you know, hopefully it doesn't drive Digitio too insane. So, Solana, you would have called out to everyone that you're seeing this, correct?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so then Dragonbait is going to try to squeeze by Groove here and get Place as far forward as he can, and then ready in action for when something comes charging into him. This one is only able to get there. This guy is able to get here, and that brings us to Melik. Oh.
So I've got a dinosaur. Like, crossbow bolt at him, or?
I'm sorry, what's your question?
Not just like firing a crossbow bolt at him, but can I even get to him through this dinosaur?
You can. He's gonna, basically he's got a little bit of cover, but I mean, it's a zombie. It's not like he's got a huge AC to begin with.
Okay.
Go under the dinosaur.
Oh yeah, that'll easily hit, even with the cover he's got from you. So go ahead and roll some damage. Okay. And you hear a groan, Solana. You and Dragbait notices his crossbow bolt is now sticking out of the zombie's shoulder. And then anything else? You staying where you are? You moving? Melik?
Steve? I can't hear you.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay here.
Okay.
Beautiful. Okay, so that brings us up to our next little friend here, who's coming up, pulling up the rear, is going to, actually can get right up next to Dragonbait. So Dragonbait is going to get to make, his attack, and the zombie will make his. If you know roll 20 wants to let me. Okay. Zombies came up first, so.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is not gonna do a lick of good.
The zombie flings its arm off into the distance.
Falls right into that vine wall and gets stuck.
Yeah.
Oh, considering what Dragonbait's about to do to this thing, it's not gonna be pretty.
Good EV.
So that is definitely gonna hit.
Really? Yeah, DB.
And you watch as this does just a massive amount of damage as he cleaves down the chest of this thing. And as it slashes through across, just gets a burst of radiant energy. And this thing seems to be in a... seems to be in extremely rough shape. And that'll bring us to Quen pulling up the rear.
Here it comes. Okay, so Quen is going to activate his Spell Slinger aura. Gonna move here next to Dragonbait, and I will attack the zombie just right adjacent to me.
Okay.
Cast Green Flame Blade. While I do it, I don't suppose a 12 hits.
It actually does. These things are not not exactly the most dexterous, so go ahead and roll some damage.
Cool. And then that one takes 58 of fire damage, that one that I hit, and then the one adjacent to it gets...
Oh, it's dead. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the first one just drops.
Okay.
And then plus 3 plus my spellcasting modifier, so that's 13.
Okay. And that one, as the flame leaps into the next one, and you can see it sort of scorch, and the flames lick off the side of its face. And Digitio, this is exactly what you ordered last week, so.
What did he
he
say?
order?
Digitio is saying, zombies, this isn't the hedge maze that I ordered. Let me speak to your manager. Oh my god. And he's saying that's what Melik is saying. Oh. Okay, that'll bring us over to Solana, who is currently sitting on top of a plesiosaur.
Okay, I will shoot at this one. Okay.
That'll definitely hit. Go ahead and roll some damage for us.
Okay.
Okay. So as you now have an arrow sticking out of it, basically into the top of its shoulder, right next to the neck from the angle you're shooting down at it.
Okay, and then I'm gonna ride the plesiosaurus.
Yep.
I guess. He's gonna go up here. Oh wait, there's nothing up here. Shit. I mean, shoot.
Oh, there's a large open area. You are more than welcome to look around.
I'm more than welcome to what?
Oh, I should say the plesiosaur is more than welcome to look around.
Yeah. How tall are these things?
The walls are 20 feet tall.
No.
So even the plesiosaur with its sort of neck craned up and over is still not quite as tall as these walls are.
Okay. I go, I'm sorry guys, I thought that I could go around in a circle, but I didn't. I got stuck in the maze. Sorry. And that's my turn for the plesiosaur.
Okay. So, Devaney, that brings us along to you, who just saw the plesiosaur very sort of gingerly walk away from the combat.
It didn't mean to!
So can I get around Melik here?
Oh yeah, it's realistically you guys can pass within each other fairly easily.
My guest.
Why, thank you. What do I have here? Should be more prepared. I'm gonna do a firebolt at the zombie that I can see.
Oh, okay, so go ahead and make a roll.
Yeah!
Holy
Nice.
There is not even a point to this, but go ahead and roll damage. There's not even a corpse. It had 2 hit points.
Nice.
Quen, as you're sitting there and you've just watched as you've driven your dagger into this zombie and the flames have leapt over to the one beside it, not more than 3 or 4 seconds later, all of a sudden this flaming dart flies in between you and Dragonbait, slams into the chest of the zombie, and it doesn't even have time to groan as it is just enveloped and turns to ash.
When turns around and sees Devaney who fired this, and for a second his eyes sparkle, and he's just like,
Sorry about that, Ash. Hope you didn't breathe it in or anything.
it's quite alright.
Murder everyone!
And you staying where you are, or?
Oh, yeah, I'm staying where I am.
Okay, so that'll bring us back over to this little guy who's going to charge up to the group, and as Quen is closest one right in front, is going to take a swipe at Quen.
That misses, I'm sorry.
Okay. And then that will end that one's turn, which brings us back to Dragonbait, who,
Yeah.
seeing this happen, is going to help out and take a swipe with, gee, he can make 2 attacks, that I think he'll need both, but, yeah, so those will both end up hitting, and that thing is much the same as what Devaney has just done. This decaying body just immediately turns to ash and vanishes in front of you. As you can see, Dragonbait with 2 hands brings a sword down and an X across the chest of this beast. And the radiant energy just bursts out of its chest and it vanishes. That brings us to this one who is going to come charging up again because, you know, not exactly intelligent. And to save time, I'm just going to, rather than pull up the sheet, just roll a d20 plus 3. Does a 15 hit you, Quen?
No. My AC is 19.
That's right, because you triggered the spell slinger. So that ends its turn as it's taking a swipe at you. And brings us back over to Malik.
Darn! I mean, so much good murder happening. They probably have a very good, you know. So I'll throw another hand crossbow at it.
Okay, that'll definitely hit, so go ahead and roll some damage. Okay, so once more, much like Devaney, you fire and just find that perfect spot right between Quen and Dragonbait as the crossbow bolt buries itself in this thing's chest. It stumbles back a little bit and then sort of lunges forward again. Okay, that zombie is dead. And that'll bring us up to Quen, who is face to face with the beast, so to speak.
Alright, Quen is going to... He's gonna cast, Booming Blade on this thing while he strikes with Bookmark.
Oh, yep, that'll hit.
Oh.
Okay. Okay, and that will, it is still on its feet, but as you drive Bookmark into it, you see...
Oh, sorry,
all
I
of a
forgot. There's another d8 damage that is with it. Oh, but it's just a 1, so whatever.
Okay. It is still on its feet.
Yikes. Okay, goodbye, y'all. Nice knowing you. That's it, because I don't want to move right now, because I'll get hit. Probably.
Okay, so that'll bring us over to Solana, who is still on the back of the plesiosaur, and you see sort of a fairly wide open space in front of you, Solana.
Yeah, I can't see anything, and so I'm gonna be like, hey, plesiosaur, you should move. Go. And that's my turn.
Okay, not holding an action or anything?
I can't, I don't have line of sight on anything.
Right, but you can still hold an action, so you can say...
Oh, I'll hold the action until the plesiosaur moves.
Oh, okay, and what are you holding?
Bow thing.
There we
Shot.
go.
Bow shot.
Okay, so that'll bring us to the plesiosaur.
Okay, so then I get to move it down here. And I'm like, hey, I can see. And then I can take my shot.
Yep.
Okay.
That'll hit. Go ahead and roll some damage.
Yeah.
Okay, and Solana, how do you want to do this?
I want to go. Hey, I can see you finally. On top of my dinosaur, which is supposed to be aquatic and can't move really fast. And then I take my bow and I go, ping, and it shoots it in the middle of the forehead. And it staggers back and goes, ah.
So, Quen, as you're standing there looking at this thing that you've just stabbed and its sort of dead eyes peering at you, after a couple of moments you can sort of hear Solana a little ways back, and then you hear the familiar twang of a bowstring. And as it's staring you in the face, all of a sudden an arrow embeds itself center of the forehead, and you just sort of hear as the body falls backwards onto the ground.
Quen turns around again and locks eyes with Solana, sitting majestically on top of the plesiosaur with her bow, and again his eyes become all sparkly as he sees this heroic act.
You are correct, Digitio. Team Zombie Bane does not waste any time.
Cool about those kill steals. Like,
Okay.
Solana, did you see something up there when you went?
There was a big nothing up there.
Nothing as in what?
As in, it ended up in a little curly Q.
So a dead end?
Yes! A dead end. That's what people would call it.
I suppose so. So we should just keep going.
I
East?
think so. Yes.
So are you guys still planning on stealthing through this, or are you just moving loud and proud now?
Definitely won't stealth again.
No, I won't stop.
Okay. So as you guys proceeding to move your ways through the through this vine maze, what would everyone be doing as they're heading around?
I'll be like, go faster, you aquatic animal. Why did I summon you and not a Stegosaurus? Probably couldn't ride it.
Inferiority complex, like, it's still in here with us.
It's fine. It's Bob Dylan, you're great.
Alright, so this way or this way?
I don't know.
Devaney-
make a
Devaney
decision.
has her short sword out and has been running it along the wall of the maze. It's like, well, if we're gonna follow the wall, then it's over here and not where Solana is.
Okay, you keep doing that.
So, okay, Devaney, go ahead and make a survival check for me. Okay.
I'm gonna get eaten by the wall, aren't I?
Paul is not impressed with your hacks.
So as you guys are making your way through, travel for another about 5-10 minutes, and you start to start hearing noises coming from behind you.
Oh no.
It's,
Lana, make your dinosaur stop.
Okay, my dinosaur stopped.
as you're stop and listen for a couple of moments, go ahead and everyone make a perception check for me. Ooh, Solana definitely notices. Okay. So Solana, Devaney, and Melek, you all notice and actually recognize the sound you're hearing.
Is it zombies?
It is croaking.
Oh god, not the frogs!
It sounds
The
goodness.
poisonous tree frog.
very
This is the-
reminiscent to a group of amphibious creatures you've recently run into.
This is the maze of everything we've killed every before time.
As you're listening, though, it's a lot of croaking.
How big are they?
In terms of size,
Yeah.
and medium humanoid,
Oh.
probably a little shorter than the average elf or human would be.
Ooh, okay, they're pretty big. Okay.
Okay, then we encountered last time.
Right.
Yeah.
Same exact thing. Again, your assumption. Last time you ran into them, you ran into some that were different colors. So you're not sure
Some were friendly,
what
right?
colors you're dealing with. I'll say go ahead and make a... what would this be? Go ahead and make a nature check.
Ooh.
They shot
might have been
Devaney.
friendly.
They shot Devaney! Death to
That's-
frogs!
That's about all. With
Oh,
that,
yeah.
you rolled a 1.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what
Well, I
that
was gonna remind her of that even.
They did shoot Devaney. I forgot about that.
Maybe they're friendly. Maybe they like to shoot elves.
Okay.
See if we
Solana's an elf.
re-engage stealth mode and just keep on going.
Okay.
I think that's a good idea.
Whatever
Stealth
the
up.
team wants.
Okay. So go ahead and make some stealth rolls for me then.
I love not having.
Oh yeah, Digitio, they gotta have field of view on. Makes it more fun that way. And then go ahead and give me a roll for your plesiosaur as well, Solana.
Oh, right. How do I do that?
Just open up the plesiosaur and click on. I can't remember if it has an actual stealth or if it's just a dexterity check for it.
It doesn't. Oh, you gave me a sheet for it?
Yep.
Oh, you did! Bless your
Yes.
heart.
It's got to if you summoned it, it can make attacks. It can do all sorts of things.
Okay. How do I do this? Stealth.
If you don't see stealth on there, just click dexterity.
Okay. No, none of us stealth except for Quinn.
So as you guys have decided to move quietly, Quen seems to almost vanish. Moving perfectly. Malik and Devaney, you're doing pretty good as well, as all of a sudden bringing up the rear of the group, you hear boom,
Oh god.
as this massive dinosaur is literally waddling like a penguin and just hulking one entire side of it up and slamming it on the ground. Next side up, slams it on the ground. It's a dinosaur, it is what it
Alana,
is.
did I not tell your dinosaur to stop?
I can unsummon the dinosaur, but
We
then
could
we'd
just-
have to say goodbye to Bob Dylan.
Just stand him first. It'll be a really good distraction.
Exactly. We're the bait here.
Okay, so as you guys start heading off,
Do you want me to go first then, guys?
Yes.
Okay. I'm keeping. I lost myself, but I see my plesiosaurus. There we go.
Slan, if it's easier for you, just move the plesiosaur and I'll toss you along behind it.
Okay.
So is-
You'll just toss me along. Okay.
Yeah. So as you guys are making your way along, again, you hear the croaking from time to time. It sounds like as you're moving away, you do seem to be, I'll phrase it, gaining distance on it.
Okay. Oh look, another fork in the. Another Y shape.
So and Devaney, are you still staying with your, keep the sword in the wall on the right-hand side, just following along everyone?
Doing my best.
Okay, so as you guys are moving around, any one of you who wants to, go ahead and make a survival check for me. Okay.
Tiffany, no.
Oh, that's okay.
No, no,
Solana
no,
got
stop.
it first. So, let's see here. And as you guys continue moving through, okay, so we've got Devaney following along the wall, Solana taking lead with the entire orchestral section and the percussion instruments and any other noisemaker she can find.
Yep.
Devaney's following along the wall on the right-hand side, so trailing a little behind, but
Alright, should we have done that? Should I go down here? I should go down here.
It's just a dead end. It's a dead
Okay.
end, but I'm keeping
Okay.
my sword in the wall, so I went anyway.
Okay.
so basically Devaney's sort of trailing around, following the wall, falling a little behind the group, but Dragonbait's sort of sticking back a little bit with Devaney. Melik, Quen, what would you be doing where we've got Solana leading up front?
So Quen would be following rather closely behind with the Plesiosaurus, he's really, really interested in it, and he's like making these little notes about how it walks and like what it smells like.
Okay. And
Everything was fine and good, like, and then you had to say that.
Yeah.
Melek,
Trying
what
to
about
keep up.
yourself?
So I can, like, see kind of how this maze is handling, but I keep kind of... Melik keeps kind of towing back and forth. Like, make sure Devaney and Dragonbait are keeping up. Stay with everybody else. It's a weird
Okay.
sort of shuffle step.
Why don't you play your fiddle? Cause we're really loud anyway.
Speak for yourself.
Okay. Wait, Quen, you can't see anything?
Oh no, I can see things. I was just asking if like the black like beyond field of view could be like fog or whatever, like just like in how it looks.
I can look into it for next time. I'm not sure. I think Fog of War just leaves everything black as well.
Oh, okay.
Let me just check on... Let's see here. Be prepared to vanish for a second. Okay. Yes, turn on Fog of War. Oh!
Oh no.
Is everything just black now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, no,
Except for my
don't.
plesiosaurus. Not even me, just my plesiosaurus.
I can just see my token and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Fog of War for you.
Token floating in the abyss.
Okay, yeah, so...
We're really lost, guys.
There you go.
Okay.
Who turned out the light?
Alright, so which direction do you guys want to go now?
I mean, failed us yet.
Okay.
Keeping my sword in my wall.
Nope, dead end.
Well, the wall gotta go somewhere.
So as
Okay,
you guys
this way.
As you guys are heading along that wall, I'll say Devaney, go ahead and make a perception check. Because you're actually, and go ahead and make it with advantage, because you're actually keeping sword in wall. Okay.
What? Is anything happening?
No, I fat-fingered the mute button again, apparently.
Okay.
Oh,
So is Devaney, is you're sort of keeping your sword in sort of like a kid with a stick in a picket fence, you know, just sort of walking down, tink, 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 as you're hitting the vines. You notice that the vines aren't getting cut when your sword blade is hitting them.
Now, I'm not necessarily trying to cut the vines either.
Fair enough.
Okay. Well then.
The vine's really quick.
So as you guys...
But you know, I might try to like stab deep into the wall, just and then pull my sword out just to see what happens if I can actually cut through it.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll. Let's see what happens.
You attack that wall, Devin. Yeah.
Okay, so as you wind up and just swing down and carve into the vine wall, go ahead and roll damage. You notice that as you slash down onto it, your blade is almost turned aside at the actual vine itself. As it sort of glides and slides down off the vine, you notice you do manage to cut off about 4 or 5 of the thorns, but as you sort of turn back up and look at the vine, the thorns have already started to regrow, and within a second they're back at the full size.
Bet I don't have plans.
Well, there's no gonna be cutting down the wall to get out of here.
What if we light it on fire? I'm a druid. I mean, preserve nature.
Do you know what happened last time you tried to do that? Well, actually, it was Gizzard, but you know, you were there.
That's true. That didn't work either. Okay. All right, let's keep going.
Well, am I still following this wall?
I don't know. Do you want to keep following the wall?
It's worked so far.
I think that was a dead end.
I'll just go around in the circle and do my thing.
Okay, we'll wait for you here.
And you go around. Yeah, okay. I'm good.
Okay. Easiest goes right here. And says, "What next?" Because that's how I imagine him, Bob Dylan saying, "What next?" in my head. What next?
So, it's better than it could have
I've
been.
had too much tea tonight.
There is no such thing as too much tea. I will.
Okay.
I will drop the vampire lich Tarask dragon on you people if you say that. And I say that because
Okay.
I've had way too much tea myself.
Oh, okay.
Vampire Lich Tarask.
So, as you guys are heading down, go ahead. Well, actually, I'll say Selena. Go ahead. You and your plesiosaur, as you guys are taking point on this, go ahead and roll a perception check for me. As you come to your next little intersection. Thank you, whoever that was. I got the alert, but unfortunately, due to our slight trouble with our video quality this evening, I have no idea. I can't actually see it, but I heard the noise, so most appreciated.
Someone joined?
It actually, I got the little blurb. It was either a follower or a subscriber.
Awesome.
But
Thank you.
because of the video problems we're having and our producer not being able to be here this evening, it was did not pop up on my screen for us.
We love you anyway. Please
Yes,
come
we
back.
do.
Find out who you are. We will.
We will find you. You will be ours.
We have a special
That's
set of
entirely too
skills.
creepy. So with that being said, and now our new person has run away screaming, let's take a look at that roll here. Okay, so you rolled a 26. Can you roll one for your plesiosaur for me?
Okay. Oh, it doesn't notice anything.
Okay. So, let me see what that little thing means here. Okay. Wait just a moment. Okay. Some days this is wonderful, some days it is not. Okay. So, where you are on your plesiosaur, as you notice this, and this is going to be mighty funny to see, but go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw for the plesiosaur for me.
Oh my goodness. Do I just click the dex?
Yep, just click the dex for it. Okay. So that was enough as
Okay.
the plesiosaur takes a jump as it manages to save itself, as the ground beneath it cracks open.
Oh no! That would be the most ridiculous looking thing ever.
And a rather decent sized pit
Ooh.
has appeared underneath it.
Ooh.
And
That's pretty
now
cool.
that is... we will go old school and... Pow! You now have a trap on the map.
Ow!
There
Ah,
it
you should have
is.
pushed that.
No arguing.
So, as the rest of you are making your way along. You see this plesiosaur and Solana take a tumble over this about 5.5, 6.5 foot radial pit in the middle of the opening. And now Solana and the plesiosaur, little shaken, but are on the other side.
Whose idea was this guys to go into the thorny death maze?
Alana?
Devaney puts her finger on her nose.
Oh wait, was it my idea?
I'm pretty sure it was.
Oh. I'm so silly. Why do you listen to me? Oh, you guys. You're so funny.
And I don't know if anything could be less annoying than if Gizzard was around. Gizzard is not annoying at all. You stop insulting Gizzard, you random viewer who we don't know.
Gizzard's the bestest.
This viewer in here, this is awkward, you know?
Oh,
Disrespecting Gizzard.
Awkward.
You'd probably want to eat the plesiosaurus.
Yeah. Yeah.
So is...
Silly, this is awkward.
Where did my map go? There we go. Oh, okay, so as you guys are continuing along your way, go ahead and make another survival check for me, who's ever taken point in our next little leg of our search here.
Who's gonna do it?
You're in the front.
Okay. As you guys continue along the path.
Oh look, another parting
Yet
of
another
leaves.
little section here is you all sort of make your way around the trip that Solana and her pet Bob Dylan were also graceful to warn you of.
Still
Up or
following
down,
the wall?
guys?
Still following the wall?
Okay. You can follow the wall, because I don't know whether to go up
Easy.
or down.
So his Devaney just, keeps sort of clanging the sword along the wall, following the wall. Solana and her plesiosaur seem to be frozen at the potential of turning left or right.
Well, there seems to be somewhere to go down here.
Okay, we got this. Come on, Bob Dylan. We can do this again. Alright. Bob Dylan.
So, as the group continues along the way, things seems to be moving
Oh
along.
no! Now there were 3 waves.
Oh.
It's more dragon bait sort of sticking near where Devaney is going. Guys have noticed you haven't heard the croaking from behind you in quite some time.
Good. I'm waiting for the butt.
There's always a butt, isn't there?
I'm sitting on one, but that's about all I got at the moment.
Okay. Which one should go?
I'm following the wall.
I will help Devaney. Nope, Devaney, don't go this way.
As you guys once more sort of
You must
continuing.
follow the wall.
So
I
either,
must. It's my path. It's what I'm doing.
As Devaney continues following the wall, the group seems to be moving right around. Quen, anything you'd be doing? I know you said you were hanging sort of near the group, but
Quen is still just he's amazed at how far along this thing is going.
I know, right?
What's the weather like right now?
in this point you actually have a pretty good view of the sun overhead. It's still fairly early morning, It's you guys have woken up, you had breakfast, and you started in, and you've only really been searching through this place for probably about, we'll say maybe 10, 15 minutes so far.
Oh, good.
Solana and the plesiosaur sort of pushing through, drumming, Devaney managing to stick along that right-hand wall, you know, keeping the sword to the wall, so to speak. And then Dragonbait staying back is, as Devaney's following every contour of the wall, it's taking Devaney a little longer to keep up with the group than necessarily Solana and the plesiosaur that are just, you know, bull in a china shop.
Stomping all over.
You know, dinosaur in a maze.
Wait, was that a thing?
And yes, the dinosaur's name is Bob Dylan.
Oh, someone asked that?
Yeah, somebody asked.
Oh, yes, Bob Dylan.
So as you guys move along, go ahead and make another survival check for me. Okay. As you continue once more, just pushing through. And the paths are seem to be getting a little tighter at points. Your little plesiosaur friend is
He's still fitted.
he's still moving right along, and surprisingly enough, you're moving quick enough that he is not in danger of vanishing as of yet.
I know, right?
Because you have him for an hour, and you haven't really had any issues. As you are moving through, though, I'm going to say hold up right there.
Okay.
As you and the plesiosaur get to that corner, and once more, you hear it again, that same...
Zombles! Zombles up ahead.
Oh,
And they're actually... You see them right
I do see.
over in this little crook around the corner from you.
Okay.
Oops. And as you look, there's only a couple of them sort of just almost wedged in a corner, don't seem to be paying much mind to you even with the noise you're making.
Do you want to kill them, or should we live and not live?
There's
Or
two of them
under-
and they're zombies. They don't have souls.
So was that a yes, or kill them?
What are you talking about?
These zombies.
Kill
Should
them?
we kill them?
Sure.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
Don't have to worry about them following us later.
Okay.
Get him.
Go, dinosaur, go!
Jesus. Okay, so that'll hit. Go ahead and roll damage, and then...
Oh, it is not a huge thing. It says so.
Oh, okay, and then go ahead and roll some initiative. This is literally just...
Oh. Okay.
And we have got to go
Oh, it's not going on the. Oh, it did. Okay. It got a 16 the first time though. Oh, I can fix that.
Yep.
Nice.
Okay. And which one did you bite, left or right?
I'm gonna go with left.
Okay. And I will roll for Gizzard even though I don't think...
The gizzard?
Yeah, sorry, that would be somebody else's fault. Somebody's been referencing Gizzard in the Twitch chat, a name we haven't heard
Huh.
in so long.
I missed that gizzard fellow.
You know?
I've got one of his eggs.
Yes. Cracked it open and made an omelet out of it, if I remember correctly.
I would never. You take that back.
Joke about that.
Melik, that'll bring us up to you.
Okay, cast Shatter.
fine. I'm gonna plant the radius up here because I know the dino's somewhere within bite range. So I'm just trying to nail these two right on the edge of it.
Oh, okay. So and Shadow you need line of sight for, right?
The dino.
Oh no, I'm not thinking that. I just mean I'm thinking the furthest you can get it. And what is it? It's a 15 foot?
A sphere with a 60-foot range to put the radius point.
Right, but I think, don't you need point line of sight to where to stick it though?
Oh, on the other side.
Yeah, because basically you wouldn't be able to put it on the other side of the bushes. You could put it like against the bush on this side.
Yeah, can you put it on top of the bush?
I don't want to hit your dinosaur. That feels like a bummer.
So
Instead.
Well, it is a sphere, so you can put it up in the air.
No, it's only a 10-foot radius sphere. So you could put it right on the wall itself, and it won't reach the dinosaur. So
Perfect. I don't know where I read 50.
Yeah, I know there's one. I think it's, what's the other one? Is it Thunderwave? I think is a 15. But let me grab our zombies here. We have some saves to make.
15, yes.
Okay. First one.
Whoa.
Makes his.
Hi.
And makes
Whoa.
his. So that is half damage on the save. So we have.
They're good at apparently.
Okay. Okay, so those two do that. You staying where you are? Anything else you're doing?
Oh, I did not remember this. But I'm gonna try and do something really quick. When I joined College of Lore, I got this skill called Cutting Words, and I can apparently use it as a bonus action, even after stuff has been rolled. That one zombie that rolled a 17.
Let's see here. Let me just check. Cutting Words. Is that? You said College of Lore?
Yeah. Use a bardic inspiration die to cut 1d6 from an attack or ability check or a damage roll that a creature you can see within 60 feet makes, even after the die is rolled.
Yeah, that's an ability check. It wouldn't affect a saving throw.
Okay, never mind.
But no, that is definitely something that's good to know if you see somebody about to get smacked. Yeah, that'll bring us to our plesiosaur then.
Alright, he's gonna spike the one on the left again.
Oh, okay. Holy mother of damage. So is this thing is just literally bitten in half.
Aha, good job, Bob Dylan.
Bob
It's had
Dylan
on his
has
headlock.
weird eating habits as he is now chewing on half a zombie.
It's like gizzard.
You've turned Gizzard into a plesiosaur and named him Bob Dylan.
Pretty much.
Is the plesiosaur staying where it is?
Yeah. I'll move him back a little. Oops. I'll move him back a little so people can run.
Okay. That'll bring us up to Devaney, who is currently following along sword and wall, so to speak. Just knows there's some zombies up ahead, but I don't think you've seen them as of yet.
It's like a short kid at a concert. Let me see, let me see. Can I move past everybody? Is there room to squeeze?
Yeah, you'd be able to squeak by. It's, much like, your own private mosh pit, it's a little uncomfortable, sort of shoulder past Quen, squeeze past the fat blubbery part of the plesiosaur. Brings us over here, and you've got a...
Yeah, I'm gonna try another firebolt. If I could just sneak around that, or lean around that side of the wall.
Yeah, you can easily do that. Go ahead and make an attack roll for us. that'll definitely hit, so go ahead and roll some damage.
Yeah.
As you watch as this thing bursts into flame, as the flame is licking up its chest towards its head. Again, you watch as the body pulls back from the flame, but it is still on its feet and still sort of wavering uncomfortably. Sort of wavering on its feet, but not going down as of yet.
Alright, I'm going to move out of the way of everybody else.
Okay, that'll bring us over to Dragonbait then. He's going to use as much of his movement as he can. Fight through, yeah, that's the best as he can get. And he'll ready an action in case this thing comes charging forward. And that'll bring us to Solana, who is currently sitting on top of her plesiosaur.
I'm gonna take a shot at it.
Okay, go ahead and take your fire.
Ooh, I don't think I hit it.
You actually do. As I said, these things don't have very much of an AC. Go ahead and roll your damage. Okay, let's see here. Okay, that is actually enough to do it. So, once more, Solana, how would you like to do this?
Oh, so it's on fire and I go, haha, you're on fire because of Devonay, and I go, ping, and it goes.
So, definitely, as you're watching this thing slowly burn from the firebolt, the flames licking up its body, all of a sudden, once more, you hear the so familiar twang of a bowstring as another arrow has embedded itself into this creature, and it collapses to the ground.
Thumbs up to Solana.
Thumbs up to Devonay.
And with that, you find yourselves out of initiative.
More maze time.
I feel like we're getting close to something.
We must be, because otherwise why did we come here?
I'm not sure the something that we find, it might not be a good thing.
Sure it is.
I appreciate your optimism.
All mazes lead to good things, right? Like, that time that we were confused about. All mazes lead to good things.
Oh good, I thought you were going to bring up the alchemy jug again.
No.
Speaking of.
So as you guys are sort of circling around again, Dragonbait staying behind, Devonay keeping the sword in the wall. Go ahead and make another survival check for me, Solana, where you seem to be taking the lead in here for us. Okay, you are definitely feeling like you're making good time through here. At this point, you've been going probably about almost half an hour now. So you're
good. Some
getting
solid Bob Dylan time left.
Yeah, you're definitely got some decent time left with Bob Dylan, but you also know your time is starting to run low with him.
One single tear. Okay. Just gonna keep on trucking. Keep it on. Just
Okay. And what is the rest of the group doing while Solana and Bob Dylan are, ranging in front?
I don't like that this path is curving west.
well,
Okay.
if you come up where I am, there is a little thing in the middle that I can't see.
No.
Bob Dylan is too
First, I need Plesiosaur and Solana. Make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Dex or Plesiosaur. Dex or Solana.
Okay. So, Solana, as you're walking along, once more, and I'm going to back this up a little bit,
Okay.
as Mr. Bob Dylan all of a sudden gives sort of a groan
Oh no!
as you hear a rumble and the ground beneath him falls.
Bob Dylan.
As Bob
Mr.
Dylan
Dylan!
is now dropped, and much like a fat man in a child's tube slide, just goes and just gets stuck
Oh no!
in the opening of this 6.5 foot wide pit.
They're saying, "Oh no."
Bob Dylan, I can't do anything to help you. Sorry, you're gonna have to stay there.
And
serious.
Solana, it is by your dexterous roll as he falls and flails. You jump off the back. Do me a favor, go ahead and roll a d3 for me.
Ooh.
Okay, and you land right over here, about
Okay.
10 feet away.
Okay. I stick it.
Yeah, with that roll, you land perfectly. 3-point superhero landing with your back to Bob Dylan. And as you lift your head, you see a large group of eyes just looking at you.
Do I know? Because I can't see them.
Let me help.
If they can't see me,
Nope.
I can't see them.
My line of sight's with Bob Dylan, not with me.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Goram tokens!
Oh.
Okay, so let me actually pull you back to where you were. Don't spoil too much of a surprise.
Oh my goodness. Okay. There you go. Oh look, there are frogs.
As
Tons of
they're
frogs.
sitting there staring at you, you see through an opening in the maze wall a small lake in front of you, surrounded by various different reed huts, ferns, lily pads.
Oh yeah, and they're not animals. They have their own language. I probably can't.
Off in the distance, as you sort of crane your head and look around the wall immediately to your left,
Yeah.
you see a flat island in the middle of the lake with what appears to be a 55 to 70 foot tall shrine that's made of some sort of stone-like material in the likeness of a giant frog. Stairs seem to climb up from the shore of the lake to an open doorway carved in the frog's fat stomach. As you're sort of trying to look past the rather large group in front of you, you see what appear to be several small frog-like humanoids with a vibrant, bright orange skin and bows strapped to their backs.
Guys,
Orange?
there's a lot of them. A lot of frogs.
Is this a new frog?
A lot of frogs.
Like frogs we've seen before?
Yes, like frogs that have shot you frogs.
Oh, I don't like those frogs.
No.
Ew,
Now,
gross.
I might be able to intimidate them by turning Bob Dylan into a frog and killing it.
I wanna boom boom them.
What exactly are you seeing, Solana? I'm still behind this hedge.
There's a large lake. There is a shrine to the frogs, a giant frog with a shrine, and there are at least 6 of them looking at me right now.
So
They're
like,
looking at you?
I
it's
think
like
so.
it's their house, their home.
Yes, like we just went into a giant maze of death into their house.
Um,
And zombies.
go ahead and make a, I guess let's say go ahead and make an insight check, Solana. Where you're the ones who are looking at these. As you notice, they're looking at you, and you're looking at them.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't pulled any weapons. They don't seem to be charging into attack.
Okay.
You can
They
see
look-
them, they can see you, you're looking eye to eye.
I kind of put both my hands up and wave one. And smile and go, they're not attacking us yet. Yay.
As you sort of wave over at one of them, the closest one that you can see to you sort of looks and gives you a sort of croaking and raises just one single hand. But still
Yeah.
stands there sort of head leaned in a little bit, sort of curious, but not really making any.
What do you want to do, guys?
I mean, okay. Curious, yeah?
What?
Question
You-
is, this looks very, impressive, and so this seems kind of like the center of the maze, huh?
Yeah.
So... I mean, we could try and go hang out with them, I guess. I doubt they speak common, though.
No, they just croaked at me.
Mm.
Do we know
Well,
what language they speak? Yeah.
They can't hear you, this is an orc word. Our Twitch chat getting involved.
Oh.
I mean, I feel bad because they're not doing anything, so should we just, like, take their stuff? Or no?
No. No. I have a feeling they wouldn't like it if we took their stuff and left. With
Yeah,
their
that's fair.
stuff.
I mean...
Well, following the wall, it brings me towards their village, but I can't see past that.
Quinn
Oh,
asked
there's
Solana,
the
so
shrine.
is it just frogs up there?
Yes, but there are very vibrant orange ones too that are on the shrine.
You
The
want me
ones
to get
that
to
are
jump on
restricting.
them?
What? Jump on the.
Yeah, come on. I'll just like, I don't know,
Ju-
fireball or whatever.
Okay, you jump on the frogs, and I will run in the other direction. How about that?
Okay.
Okay, I'm just trying to make sure we're not hitting into a... Or in a rundown like, blow up a whole place, but there's nothing there.
No, I don't want to kill these frogs at all.
Yeah, is there a
Maybe
reason
try
we're
to
getting
kill
into a
your
fight?
friends.
I don't think there's a reason we should get into a fight with these frogs.
Well, alright. Well, why don't you lead the negotiations then?
We can't understand them.
Negotiations what? We broke into their house.
They seem chill enough with it.
Well, if there's a maze here, that must mean they don't want people here. So that must mean they're protecting something.
Like they're giant.
Or they're
frogs.
just very, very private.
Fair.
And that we got
Then
lost.
Do you want to go back?
Well, there's still this other passageway we could go down.
True. It seemed like we just went in a big... It curved. It's like a... This maze is surrounding whatever this is.
Yes, probably.
Go the other way, it'll just go back to the entrance.
Probably.
Well, this is like making bug spray.
Well...
We have a moral choice. Okay, what about this?
Well-
Maybe
We could take a shot. Like, maybe if there's a shrine, there's like a smarter one.
Do you want to
You
sneak in?
can't
Do you
speak.
want to trap one of these things and interrogate it? There's a million ways to skin
We
a cat.
can't understand them. We have no way of knowing if they understand us.
Do we want to sneak in?
What's the point?
These are questions. These are options.
They know I'm here. I can
As
move
you
my
say that,
feet.
Solana, you hear once again that sort of low. It's now closer, and you notice the one that you had been looking at is taking a couple of steps forward.
Okay, so Quen, he hears this, and he's gonna just kind of run up right next to Solana, and he's gonna cast a fireball. in
No,
the midst
no,
of
I
the-
stop him immediately. I smack him in the face. As
Ah,
soon as I hear
okay.
someone running up against me,
Oh, okay,
Um,
okay.
I'm gonna try to like smack him in the face, literally.
Smack me in the
Okay.
face. Go
Go-
for it.
Go ahead, and I'll say for this, roll initiative. We'll see. We'll
'Cause
see
I
whether or
wanna-
not, because it's Quen's running up, and this is literally you're dealing with a magic user who's charging up, already muttering.
Cause I want to try to like negotiate with them.
Okay, so we've got Solana at a 10. Go ahead and roll, Quen.
Okay. Hold on a second. Initiative?
Yep.
Okay.
We're just gonna see which one of you would be able to get this off for.
There we go.
Ah, I want to cast like speak with animals and see if like we both speak frog.
These might not be
Speak with
animals!
So, go ahead and roll your fireball, Quen.
Okay, I'm gonna roll my fireball. And I'm gonna center it, on
This
this
is
guy
terrible.
here. So it's not gonna be in range of Solana and myself.
Okay. So I am actually not even gonna roll for these guys because even at half damage, they're just gone. You've cooked a bunch of frogs.
Ha 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 ha!
As that happens, and
I smack Quinn anyway.
go ahead and make an attack roll. As
What is that? Unarmed.
yeah,
Is that
just
just
D20 plus your strength. Real.
My AC is 16.
So Quinn, as you charge forward and fire off this fireball, and you and Solana being up front hear this worse and smell, it's literally just flesh immediately being charred, and these hideous sounding, sort of pitiful croaking noises as these things are literally cooked alive.
I can't speak with animals, and I'm like, I'm so sorry in frog.
Solana reaches over and just sort of slaps at you, and the shock that sounds it, you feel the impact. It hits you in the chest, and it's like when somebody has lost someone and they're just angry and they're reacting and they're pounding on you. It doesn't hurt. It's just a reaction. And with that, we're going to take this point to take a quick couple of moment break, grab some drinks and whatnot. And when we get back, I need you all to roll some initiative for me.
Yeah.
Oh my
But
god.
I'm going to
Okay.
clear this because give you guys a chance. Now, that was just to see what happened between you two. But for our viewers, thank you all for hanging out with us so far. We're going to take a little break. I apologize because the break screen I'm about to throw on here is a little outdated because I haven't needed to pull up OBS in a while, thanks to our producer MG, who unfortunately couldn't be with us tonight. So forgive the old ads and whatnot, but we'll be back in just a few minutes. Okay, everyone, welcome back from break. It's taken a few moments. We've got everything set up here, so to speak. Just scanning through. We've had a few moments. So we've been rolling initiative. I'm just making sure that we don't have anyone who is matched up and going below somebody with the same initiative score as them. I always like to give our... where's Malik? I know you rolled.
Malik's right here.
Oh, there you are. Okay, yeah.
I rolled low.
Yeah. I just couldn't... Nope. Nope, you're going to go above him. Okay.
I rolled so low.
So, as Quen's fireball has just exploded in this group of grungs right in front of the entranceway, Solana, you and Quen both notice within the first couple of moments immediately after, as the fire starts to die down, and the sound, it almost gets to be an odd silence, as from across the small lake from the plateau you start hearing angry, visceral, harsh croaks. And then it starts echoing through east and west of you. And you're hearing more and more voices. An outcry echoing throughout this swampy maze of vines and thorns. And with that, we begin.
What do you want me to do, guys?
Still tried diplomacy. Now is literally your chance.
Now is my chance? Okay, I step into the fray and I go in frog speak, some sort of frog speak. I go, I am so sorry. We did not mean to do this. I can try to revive one of them. I apologize profusely on behalf of me and my friends.
So
really, it's his fault.
Are you casting Speak with Animals, or have you already?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I have my hands up, and I'm like, you know.
Oh, okay. So go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, good to know. We will see what happens here. Anything else you're doing beyond casting Speak with Animals and walking up there?
Nope.
Okay, so that'll bring us over to this group of little friends over here. Oh, and I was given the recommendation, rather than roll initiatives for each individual, the majority of the regular grungs are running in groups, and then only the elites or named individuals are running individually. As the groups aren't a whole huge amount to worry about, so these are okay. They're not overly quick. So these ones over here, en masse, are going to start running this way, and they're actually gonna burn their action in a dash to get closer, but you be over here so you don't lake. That's gonna end their run. And our second, trying to find the next group. There we are. These guys up here are going to do the same. Come on. Charge down to there. Solana, as you are watching, one of the come on. One of the orange colored ones takes a few steps forward towards you. Right, come on. There we go. Come right up here. And let's see what he thinks of your little thing here. Come on. He's actually not going to do anything. He's considering what you said. Or at least seems to be. Doesn't respond. So you're not 100% sure whether or not it actually understood anything that came out of your mouth. But it's looking at you sort of head crooked to the side. Where are you? Really? Okay, you don't know what's going on. Okay. So as this is going on, Solana, go ahead and do me a favor, make a perception check for me. Oops. Give me a second here, because apparently I forgot to bring somebody over.
I think Solana and Quen are on top of each other.
Yeah,
No,
Solana
Quentin.
actually walked in now.
Oh, okay, right, sorry.
Okay.
Oh, Dragon Meat?
He's here. He's back.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. So what are... Oh, okay. So as you notice this, he is actually just the same. You see this individual walk right up just to the entranceway. And with that roll, you can see what appears to be a bright gold colored grung standing in the doorway. And as it's looking around and looks towards you and sees the charred and smoking remains of the others, your hands up in the air, it is turning and you can just hear coarse, frantic noises coming out of its throat. That same sound repeatedly, different tones and inflections. But even with your spell cast, it's not making any intelligible sense to you.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And this creature just continues barking and billowing out at its individuals. You notice slowly you start to see more individuals moving and coming towards the forefront
Okay.
and seeming to fan out a little bit more. Holy mother of... Okay, you're up here. And Slan, you are really the only one at this point who is seeing anything that's going on. because everyone
Okay.
else is still outside. Well, again, Quen is actually right in the door, so Quen will see some of it. But
Did
again,
they see me and Quen, or did they just see me? Like, did they see Quen cast the fireball, or did they just see...
from where from where the location was, let's make a roll real quick. Because they had a pretty good shot going straight down for a couple of the elite ones, but that's still a pretty tight spot there. With that roll, though, the two up front would have definitely seen the both of you.
Okay, so I'm holding my hands up still. Okay.
Okay. Apologize, I'm trying to find this roof. No, that's put there, drag over. Hey, there you two are. Okay. You two are heading down now. Another elite. Wow, you really weren't kidding. You guys rolled low.
Yeah.
Okay, this one is going to make a check against Solana here. And see, because again, you're standing, you don't get the impression that they're understanding what you're saying, but you are standing with sort of arms raised in a
surrender position.
yeah. Okay, that one rolls the same. So it is gonna, take just one step forward, and much like the others, not do anything as of yet. And then these ones are gonna run. And Solana, you didn't yell out to the group when you just came out, you just started talking to these
Yeah.
oh, okay. Okay, so these guys have a little army beside them, trying to move them in the water. Okay.
Would we be able to understand what Solana was saying?
I kind of
no, 'cause
described it for them in the beginning.
yeah, she said what she was going to say, but where she specifically cast Speak with Animals and was trying to speak to a frog, as you guys would have heard a bunch of basically Solana's voice, but coming across as a loud sort of croaking, sort of croaking-esque sound, but there we go. Yes, this one's going to charge down. This one is going to a little ways actually over here, and that'll bring us to Melik at long last. So Melik, you can hear what sounds to be Solana's voice croaking from just around the corner.
Yep.
You
And,
haven't heard any like arrows, or you haven't heard any real sounds of combat as of yet, but you did hear some very faintly, some very sort of hoarse, almost like bullfrogish sounding noises coming from further in towards the interior.
Right. Okay, so I have 15, 20, 25, 30. Solana said, like, what should we do? And I said, now's your chance for diplomacy. So how'd it go?
Yeah. They haven't shot me yet.
And as you walk in,
I'm gonna...
Melik, you can see as you're sort of turning and just gazing in the open area, one group of grungs starting to make their way in from the west, another group coming down from the east, across on this flat island in front of you. Two more coming down each side, both with bows in their hands. They may not have shot, but they're at the same point they don't exactly look happy. And you can see as you peer sort of around Solana, as I described to her, one bright gold-colored one standing just inside the doorway that seems to be shouting out at the other ones in the front.
Right. Well, is that right?
Yep, hand up.
Okay. I'm gonna throw my hands up too. I just really don't like our numbers odds here. And, old one is yelling something or other. I think we're gonna be okay if we just all be chill.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay, I'm on board.
We're not surrendering, we're diplomatizing.
Okay. And are you holding any actions, Malik, or is that just ending it?
I mean, I'm putting my hands up. I was thinking about it, but I don't know if I can hold an action with my hands up. Can I?
You can hold it. What do you want to hold?
There's spellcaster.
I'll hold a... person even work on these fools?
Hold person? I would assume so. Isn't a hold person just a humanoid?
Is...
I think it's in reference
Humanoid.
to the size of the target.
Yeah, charm a humanoid you can see within range. Yeah.
Yes, that would work.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So you're holding a hold person. Okay, so that'll bring us over to another... Where are you? You're up there. So you're not really close enough to do anything as of yet. Okay. So these guys are... Okay, come on. Okay, so as you guys are standing there, Salan and Malik, you see charging out of the door right next to that gold rung is just a line of the smaller green ones, you know, just almost full-on sprint charging at the stairs, charging towards the two of you.
Okay.
That's as far as those two can get. This guy, on the other hand, is
It wasn't on purpose.
also going to
Okay.
actually... This one actually takes the dash action and charges right out front and is standing on the steps. And you see, much like the other ones on the stairs, another bright orange rung with darker black spots in the front of it. And this one seems, unlike the other ones that are sort of hesitant and standing back, this one seems to be sort of, you know, frat boy.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. What's up, bro?
Drunken frat boy at the bar, just, you know, something's going down.
Need one of those in charge.
And that'll bring us over to Quen, who is, Quen, you've fired off your fireball, obliterated a small group of grung. Solana and Quen have both, Solana and Malik have both run out in front. You heard Solana croaking. Her and Malik talked for a minute, and now the two of them, you know, standing there, hands up in the air, sort of like, I didn't do it, don't shoot.
Be cool, bro. Be cool.
So Quen is really, really upset right now. He's like, he feels like he's done something really wrong. And like, how like a small kid acts, like when like, oh, he like does something wrong and he doesn't like understand. He's gonna like turn to that corner and he's gonna get down on the ground and his eyes are gonna flash an icy blue and he's gonna start crying. He doesn't know what to do.
Oh,
and
no!
He's gonna defer his turn until after Devaney's turn.
Okay. So that'll bring us to Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan's gonna take his action to get out of the hole.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like,
There you go. Sort of flippery turtle in the, just managed to push himself out.
No.
He still got his movement.
I don't want to scare them, so I'm just gonna have them stay there.
Oh, okay. That'll bring us up to this one, who was close enough to see your action when you were doing it. So he's going to make a check here. Okay. That is. Okay, and with that, he, again, doesn't seem to really know what to think, but takes just one step forward. And again, much like all of these elite warriors, the orange one standing on the lip, with the exception of the one that charged down the stairs, bows are in their hands, arrow looks to be ready, but just sort of almost an uncertainty for a moment. And that'll bring us over to Devaney.
Before I go, did you roll for dragon bait?
Oh, no, I did not. I apologize. Let's see. Dragon bait would be a 19. I'm just going to reorganize these because you are the last one before. So we will say Dragon bait was hanging back with you, so we'll put Dragon bait right up next to you. With
Well, I was gonna move over there, but yeah, oh sure.
Okay. Nope, that works. So flip sides. So basically, Dragon Bait, it'll hang back with you and just hold an action if anything comes up to attack you. As you wouldn't go charging in first, because again, he's really not sure what's happened at this point.
Yeah, I can hear noises, but
Yeah.
and Quen crying. So, stealthing is an action, right?
Yes, at this point for you.
Alright, I would like to stealth.
Oh, okay, so go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Oh, I stealth, great.
Okay. So you sort of duck and hide as well as you can.
And I'm going to sort of lean around the wall and try to get Quen's attention by nudging him with my foot, because I don't want to get scared by the wall or get hit by the plesiosaurus. And say, Quen, you've done something you maybe shouldn't have done, but now you have to live with the consequences of that, and we might have a big fight coming, and we're going to need you to help.
Quen hears this and he gives a big snorts all that snot up his nose. He's just like, okay. So
Solana
he's still very sad.
Solana might get us out of this, but if it does come to fight, we're going to need you. Can I count on you?
Yes.
Good.
And Quen will follow Tiffany's lead and will also stealth.
Okay, so go ahead and make your stealth check for us. don't mind me, I'm just clean up. Alright, so is Quinn, as you're looking over at Devaney, and you guys both take care of this and sort of get yourselves all tucked away and hidden. Devaney, anything else you would be doing? A bonus action or anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay, so that brings us back up to Solana.
Alright.
Them over. So Solana, you've made your little speech to him. Again, you've seen two groups of green ones on the side, both starting to converge down at you. At least one orange one seems to be charging across, but the couple that were within range and had bows drawn are sort of standing. They still have their bows up and like they're trained on you, but they haven't pulled the arrows back. You don't.
Can't do anything useful.
Speech!
They can't hear me. Or understand me. Maybe?
Well,
I don't know.
Make an intelligence check. This is a straight intelligence roll.
Okay.
With that, they're not responding to you, so you're really not sure if they can't hear you and you need to get closer, or you're just not speaking the same language. You're not 100% one way or the other with that.
Should have burned my DM first. Okay, I'm gonna continue walking forward with my arms up. Oop. And keep blabbering like, we're so sorry! We didn't mean to do this. We can leave immediately. Please do not attack us and me and my friends. We will get out of here. Just let us go peacefully.
Okay. And Quinn, to answer your question, not really. It's now persuasion. Okay, so as Solana is giving her quote-unquote monologue at the moment, we have our little group here who is
And I know they're running at me.
still, they're still charging forward. And as they're now getting closer, they actually are going to... I'm back in my feet. Make sure I don't cheat here. So as they come back, and then they are all going to burn their action to dash at Solana.
Mm-hmm.
Too far. Yeah. Okay. And Solana, what you notice is, again, even though they're charging straight at you, they don't appear to have weapons drawn at the moment.
Okay.
And this one that is closest to you right now, is directly in your face,
Mm-hmm.
is sort of gesturing widely at you with that same sort of... and pointing off in the distance to the north.
Towards the north. Okay.
From your line of sight... A second. Yeah, I don't think you would be able to see where they're pointing to.
No, it's a big black
Yeah, it's basically,
blob.
from where you're watching as this thing is sort of gesturing and croaking in your face, it's somewhere off to the north behind the shrine.
Okay. Okay. Alright.
That will bring us to this group, which is... Where are you? missed because I rolled initiative. There you are. Which means I missed you the first time because you guys haven't moved, but whatever. DM's fault. Okay. These ones are going to burn their dash action charging up. That brings us to Dragon Bait. Who is pretty much hanging back with Devaney and Quen. So he's actually going to take a little bit of a step forward and step right in front of Quen and sort of take a defensive position, readying an attack if anything comes in the in this corridor to chase you guys down. We have another elite who has been getting barked at by the gold one again, and it's just sort of looking over at the gold and barking back at that one.
Wait, did they point past this this whole big thing?
Yes, they point past that.
Okay.
So
Okay.
they're not pointing straight at it from where you're sitting. They're sort of pointing off to the left.
Okay, okay.
So
Thank
it's
you.
like you're looking somewhere like over, heading in this direction.
Thank you.
This one. Okay, I remember you are now, so you're not doing anything. This one is still just angrily screaming away.
Got an idea.
These elites are still starting to come down a little ways, but you notice they're keeping a little spread out. Okay. These ones again burning their dash action. These guys, I think, are ones over here. Nope. You guys. Sorry, I lost a set of frogs again.
So many.
Hey, you know, they're... You know, this is what happens when you attack a city. Oh my word, I literally lost them. I rolled initiative for somebody, they're here somewhere. Oh, there you are. Here's... Okay, so you two are gonna go right there. Okay. Elite. He's still sort of looking over at the gold one. These guys are still ever dashing, chasing down all of you.
Yeah.
The elites are still waiting back by the boss. Okay, Melik, as you're hearing Solana is still apparently trying to communicate, you've watched one group charge almost to the point of being on top of her at this point. Two
But
more
they have
groups
not attacked.
closing from the east.
Okay. Lana. Like, any ideas to your plan?
Yep. I'm gonna water walk and see what they want me to see.
Hey, well, I believe in you, because in this instance, I cannot speak with frogs. Inspiration. You got this.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay, take your Bardic Inspiration die. Anything else you're doing? Action or movement? Or are you just standing by?
Charm person. Literally just in case. Take some very, like... Okay, that's not the tool that I need. Just some, like, ginger steps forward. Just one.
Okay. As you do that, you notice that one of the little group right in front of Solana sort of casts a real quick glance over to the right at you. And again, seeing your hands up and sort of non-threatening, they haven't pulled weapons or anything as of yet. They just seem to be converging on this point out front.
Good, guys. It's all good.
Okay.
I'm just worried about this frat boy one.
So this guy right up here is still just sort of sitting and waiting. Where are you guys? Okay, this is this whole little chain. So these ones are going to charge and dash as well, and they end up partway across. Big Mr. Bossy up front does the same thing. He's going to and even with a dash action is almost able, literally is now just sort of climbing back up onto the shore, water dripping off its body, small beady little black eyes looking straight up at you, Solana, with a seriously sort of pissed off look on its face as it's out of the lake now, and right in front of it are just charred remains.
Yeah, about that.
And that'll bring us to Quinn, who is currently stealth and hiding back with Devaney, Dragonbait, and a Plesiosaur.
I'm gonna defer my turn until after Solana's turn.
Okay. And that brings us to the Plesiosaur.
Plesiosaur is gonna go poof because I have to cast a spell. So I'm gonna unsummon it.
Okay.
I don't know how to do that.
Poof!
Okay. Bye, Bob Dylan. I'll see you soon.
Look at the road, it's the head up a line. Very soon, gonna take a ride. Okay, so as Bob Dylan has vanished, there's still, all of the elite warriors are listening to this golden one back within the doorway in the stomach of this large stone frog.
Okay.
And they sort of glance over and listen to this as it is still shouting out something at everyone. But the green ones and this other orange one right in front of you seem to be charging in to some purpose.
Okay.
And that'll bring us to Devaney, who is still hanging back at Devaney. All of a sudden you notice you can't see anything going on out there. But Bob Dylan is just gone in a flash of smoke.
So I'm going to creep around my wall here. Oh, hey, there's everybody.
And you've got room to move if you wanted to, like, you know, step in and then back out, something like that. It's basically Dragonbait is standing there, and you can see two hands on the long sword, sort of propped, 1 foot back in a somewhat defensive stance, just more, you know, blocking the entranceway from people charging in.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure all the frog guys haven't seen me yet, right?
For you, no. As it stands right now, I should say, as far as you know, they haven't seen you.
Well, yeah.
Same for you and Quinn. Dragonbait is sort of out in the open, being the Saurian shield, so to speak.
Well, I'm going to ask Quinn, how's it going out there?
Looks like the frogs are closing in on Solana. I think they might be trying to take her somewhere.
Have they attacked yet?
No, I don't think I see any weapons from them.
Well, I'm just going to stay where I am.
Okay.
and
So-
not do anything.
Well, that'll bring us along to Solana.
I go, Malik, I'm going to run on the water and see what they want. And is talking a free action?
Yes. Well,
Okay.
within reason. You know, a couple of
Okay.
quick words is great. It only takes you a second. You want to have a 5-minute conversation, you know.
No, and then I'm gonna point to where the green guy was pointing, and nod my head, and then cast Water Walk on myself,
Okay.
and go the 70 feet I can. If I
Okay.
dash.
Okay, so as you're start to take off,
Mm-hmm.
because they actually move on the same initiative with you,
Okay.
they are going to come running right along. And as you get to be 50 feet, which is the limit of what they... Well, I should say, let's do this. As you guys are running and you get to be about 50 feet,
Okay.
is anyone else doing anything to stop this? Or you guys just letting... Well, I shouldn't say anyone, because Malik, you're really the only one who knows what's going on right now. Are you attempting to stop this?
Solana said she had a plan.
Okay.
Trusting her on this one.
So, okay. So is that, they're gonna, as they're going with you, they're gonna try to keep you, basically slow you down a little bit to their pace.
Okay.
Are you gonna let
That's
them?
fine.
Okay, so you're letting them
Yeah.
dictate the pace to get there.
Yes.
Okay. So as you're sort of walking, you've got, basically you've got what equates to almost a armed guard, so to speak.
That's
You've got
fine.
one on each side. They're basically boxing you in and keeping you moving where they want you to move.
Okay. They're not like hitting me though, or taking
No,
me
they're not
back.
hitting you.
Okay.
It's just you're going to go where they want you to,
Yeah.
or they're going to give you a hard time about it, is the impression you're
Fair
getting
enough.
from it.
Okay.
So that you two. Okay, that brings up this little group who's going to dash.
So, Quinn's gonna my turn first.
Oh, Lennon, you sound very far away. I can barely hear you.
Yeah, I didn't hear that.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, yep, could you
Yeah,
a
a
little
little
better?
better.
Okay. So Quen is going to take his action now that Solana had her action like he said he would. He's gonna cast invisibility on himself. And he's gonna disappear. And but before he does, he says to Devaney that he is gonna try and fix whatever happened as his eyes flash bright green before he disappears.
Okay.
And then he's gonna move unseen right there.
Okay, so we will put a little flag here. We use a little ninja icon here to show that you are stealthed.
No, I'm invisible.
Well, right, it's
No.
I'm invisible by magic.
you're invisible. You're not intangible.
I guess so, yeah.
Matt,
Yep.
I just read my spell. Is it okay if I asked Melek if he wanted to order walk too? Not with me, but just if he wanted the ability. So
Sure.
I just read that.
We can retcon that.
Sorry.
Oh, no
'Cause it
worries.
says up to 10 willing creatures you can see within range get this ability for the duration. So I would have asked Melek, do you want to be able to do this, just in case?
You don't want me to come with you?
No, but just in case, do you want this ability?
Yeah, I think it'd be good if I just like chill here and they let you do.
Okay, that's fine. Sorry about that.
Has to.
No worries. So with that, there's this group that is taking the dash action and is coming up, bringing up the rear here. Dragonbait still doesn't really know what's going on, is back with Devaney and just saw that Quen has vanished. The elites aren't doing anything, they're still holding. Let's see, oh wait, I know where you guys are. Okay, you're still croaking at people, you guys are still holding. This group over here, now seeing that Solana seems to be going with them somewhat willingly, is going to actually stop here. You guys, okay. These two up here. Proceed to pop open here. This group is dashing up towards you as well, Melik. They will get right up to here. They're holding this one. Okay, so Melik, as you are looking, you can see Solana and this group of grungs basically swimming very tightly clustered around her as she is just casually taking a stroll across the surface of the water.
Yeah,
And you do notice that there are two groups coming on either side of you as well.
charm spell ready as per. But the best thing I can think to do right now is just like hold position and try and stay as chill as possible.
I'm taking the preferred Solana position, hands up.
Even thinking about like maybe sitting down, but I don't think moving at all is like just gonna stick to it.
Okay. So, this one is still just looking back at the gold one and still staying focused. These ones are where we run into a problem. Okay. And right as you hear the voice of Quen whispering to you, you get a charge, and actually only some of them are gonna burn a dash action. Because some of them, one of them doesn't need to. As they are now starting to come and surround you. Oops, that's
Y'all.
green one under. Nope. Okay. That's just him. And this one is actually going to duck around behind you. Actually, this one is going to burn his dash action. They are literally going to sort of cluster around you.
Okay.
As that slightly larger orange one starts walking forward towards you. And again, in that same deep, resonating croaking, takes about 5 or 10 feet forward and starts flailing the arm and pointing off behind him and to the right. The same direction you see Solana being led off into.
Alright. I guess on a field trip. Future.
Okay. And that brings us to Quen. You are currently invisible, for the most part surrounded by a group of grungs who for the moment don't seem to know you're there.
Quen's going to hold off on his turn until Melik makes a move, and he's gonna follow in line with them.
Oh, okay.
When you can't walk on water.
No, Oh, I got it. Didn't Solana give it to me? She said.
No, she was talking to
There.
Melik. You weren't line of sight when she cast the spell.
Oh. Well, I'm gonna follow as closely as I can then.
Oh, okay. Brings us to the elite. Still holding. That brings us back to Devon A.
Oh, what am I gonna do?
Right now, it's you and Dragonbait standing there.
Can I have a conversation with Dragonbait?
You get a couple of odd scents. He seems to be somewhat concerned. More than a little nervous with what's going on.
Dragonbait, do you think we should go along with what they want us to do? They don't seem to be attacking. What's your choice?
Damn.
Dragonbait just sort of looks at you and sort of gives you almost a shrug. It's... You get the impersonation that he's not overly concerned either way. He's not charging into attack, and from what you've known of him, he really doesn't have any fear of charging into attack if he feels it's a necessary thing to do. It's more he's waiting to see what the group is going to do.
Well, not wanting to really leave the people she's traveled with, Devaney is going to step around Dragonbait and just be in the entrance.
Okay, and are you stealthing around, or are you stepping loud and
I
proud?
think I'm still stealth, but at this point, it
Well,
was such
you
a
are
bad stealth.
Yeah, you are at the moment. It's just basically how does it look when you're coming around the corner? You're doing the creepy old bank robber tiptoe and, stepping on bells and bicycle horns, or...
Well, as she hasn't up to this point actually looked and seen what's out there, she might have, go around stealth, and then once she sees the area, just stand up and, take a good look around and notice all of the creatures right in front of her, but not draw any weapons or act otherwise threatening.
Yeah, so you notice that there are, as you sort of turn and sort of poke around and then sort of stand up visibly, you notice that the ones immediately around the corner to your right notice you more than the ones that seem to be focused on Quen and Melik at the moment. And again, as you're looking, even the ones, well, actually, you don't even know Quen's there. As you're looking at the ones surrounding Melik, you can see the one sort of, the smaller Gruins and this one built orange one right up in front that is, sort of angrily waving its arm back over to the right-hand side in front of your group. And off in the distance, sort of behind the hut, you can see Solana peacefully walking on water, surrounded by a group of these grungs swimming northward. Anything else you'd be doing?
Yes, she's just gonna stay in the doorway or entranceway.
Okay. So, Solana, is they're continuing to lead you, or are you just going along with them?
Yeah.
Okay. So this group continues to use their dash movement to take you with them, and I grabbed your token as well.
Okay.
As you're moved up another 50 feet forward, go ahead and make a perception check for me. Okay. As you're looking around, as you're walking, and you've got these things swimming around, off in the distance, about 100 feet, you should be able to see over here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going.
That's where you're going. You see a rather large... let me see if I actually have a good description of it here. Okay, so as you start to get a little closer to it, you can see it appears to be a fairly dug out pit with very thick, heavy looking wooden bars.
Right.
As they are, you can see that there are a couple of green grungs standing next to it. Seem to be, as you're pretty sure in your own mind what it is, you're guessing they're prison guards. And you see that there are a couple of huts over to the side there.
Okay. Alright.
Anything you're doing, so that would be your movement. Well, I should say, as you get to that point, that would be as you're letting them lead you. That's your movement and action to dash to get that far.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, what's your movement?
35.
Yeah, so for them to lead you to 50, that would be an action to dash to the point where you can actually see what's off in the distance. So you have a bonus action if you want to do something immediately.
Let me see, Rogue. Oh, I can't do this. Okay, that's fine.
Okay. So as we're cycling through everybody else, okay, Malik, you've got the group around you, and they are in the process of attempting to move you. Basically, they're pointing you in the same direction.
Right, but I don't know what's at the end of it.
Right, you've got no idea. You just know they're telling you to go the same direction they're taking Solana. I didn't hear you.
It's a bad thing.
Okay.
Hey, where are we going, buddies?
So as they start taking you, and you have, did you take Water Walk or did you say no to Solana?
Okay.
You did?
Yes.
Okay, so you start walking out onto the water, they start swimming with you. Quen, you are invisible. What are you doing? Are you diving in and swimming next to these grungs, or are you walking around?
Quen is walking around the edge.
Okay. So I'm gonna shuffle you over a little bit here. So as let's grab these guys and try to streamline things a little. So as Malik starts heading off this direction with them, much like the other green ones did, they sort of close in around Malik, heading in that same northward direction. We have the other group that steps out that's aware of your presence, Devaney, and again is making the same gestures, pointing that same direction. You see your friends getting let off too. Do you follow along with them, or?
Okay, we in the frog jail. So much for diplomacy.
Well, it's not my turn yet.
Oh no! At this point, I'm jumping.
Oh, you're
around,
just going
yeah.
through.
Because it's as we're flying through. If Malik's going with them, they're just going to start meandering that way. If Malik's not stopping it, Quen's going to follow around. We may be out of initiative at this point if everyone's just sort of running with it.
Well, Devaney doesn't want to go in the water, so she's gonna start walking clockwise around,
Okay.
following where Solana and that direction around.
Okay. So what we will do is we are going to fast forward a little bit here to save a little bit of time, and we're going to grab Solana and her little group. They're going to be the first ones up that neck of the woods.
Guess I can't turn into a giant seahorse and leave Melik now.
Melik and Melik's little group will be next, probably about here.
Could turn
At this point.
At this point that I see the jail.
Yep.
Never mind. Okay, I see what's happening.
Nope. So it's again. You get to that point. I'm just dragging Quen up. Quen, you'd probably be even a little further up at this point, as you've got to walk around. You're probably up near this group that's on the side, and then we have Dragonbait and Devaney up at the end, who are being led around by two groups of them because they were clustered back here. You guys are probably at this point, as Salon is getting over there, right over here. So you guys really don't see what's up ahead that well from this distance.
I can turn into a giant frog to that confuse them.
So this is Solana is you get up to this point.
Yeah.
And again, you just walk across. You now walk out onto the shore as these 6 are leading you up to the jail. And you notice a different grung comes out of this hut on your left. It's a sort of deep purple color to its flesh.
Okay.
And it looks at you and points at your bow and points at your quarterstaff and makes a come hither motion.
I just got this bow. Oh, what do I do? Give me like 10 seconds. Okay, I do it. I turn into stuff.
Okay.
I can turn into an animal. Fine.
So is you head over and they start basically I'll say as much as a frog has the capability to, even intelligent frogs such as these, that sort of give you a once-over, making sure they're taking weapons from you, things that they feel you'd be able to use to get yourself out of jail. So for all purposes now, they've cleared your inventory. It has been carried over and put into that hut immediately to your left. They leave you with your armor, but things like your shield, your pack, any weapons, stuff like that is all pulled off. Do not delete it off your sheet, as it is just off to the side. It's not gone and lost, save you decide to abandon it.
Yeah.
And with that, those of them in front of you proceed to somewhat unceremoniously deposit you in the bottom of the pit.
Gotcha. Well, I can turn into a spider. You don't know that.
I don't know what you're talking about. And with that, these ones sort of step over to the side as the remainder of the group is starting to be brought forward. As Quen is circling around. Quen, at this point, you're probably coming up near the northern part of this shore over here. Yeah, even probably a little further. As Melik, you are now up being brought in front of this same spot, and you can see Solana sitting somewhat uncomfortably in the bottom of the pit, but you notice her weapons and her bag are gone. Much the same as you're pulling up, a purple grung walks out of the hut, starts pointing at the couple of things you've got on you, and making a handed over type motion at you.
Dagger, that battle axe, the hand crossbow.
And
that's it, right?
So as they're looking at you, let me see. They'd be looking for weapons, and if you have a bag.
Cool. Go ahead, because I'm keeping my fiddle, right? Come on, I'm going to jail.
Sure. Let's see. Are you trying to stealth this, or are you just, trying to keep it openly?
Sleight of hand?
If you want to try to do it stealth, yeah, you gotta. They're not taking your clothing, so as you're going through and hand them everything else, you can, try to slip it in the vest or something. But.
All right, cool.
Okay, go ahead. let's see here. You know what? I got the book right here where this is being a little slow. We'll check our grung in here. Okay, and unfortunately, their passive perception matches that. So as you go to try to slip the fiddle out of the bag and stick it in your shirt, one of the green ones beside you just sort of gives you a little elbow, nothing hard, just enough to like knock you a little bit, and sort of nod and point over at the purple one.
Come on, please. It's my favorite.
Doesn't seem to care, doesn't have a clue what you're saying. Anyways, you do that, and much like Solana, they deposit you smack dab in the pit as well. So Quen, at about this point, you are now caught up with where Melik was. And you can see a couple of groups of these grungs have... the group that was with Quen has basically jumped back into the water and is starting to swim back down. There's a couple of them standing next to this pit where you can see both Solana and Melik are currently sitting in. And you can also hear behind you the noise of another rather large group. As you sort of glance over your shoulder, you can see the group that is slowly bringing Dragonbait and Devaney over to the same location. Anything in specific you'd be doing?
Are you asking Quen?
Yes.
Oh, so Quen is hanging out by this this tree here. And he's just observing everything going on. Where's Devaney and Dragonbait in all of this?
They are about 30-40 feet behind you, being led up by a rather large battalion of grung.
Okay.
As there were 12 back there as Devaney made her appearance, and Dragonbait standing there with the two-handing the longsword.
Can I make so I want to take a close look at the hut where they're putting all the equipment in. What skill would I need to just see how secure is this hut exactly?
Oh, okay, go ahead and make a perception check. Let's see.
Oh hey, crit.
Oh, hey.
So let's see here. Okay. So as you look in there, so let me see. You are okay. Give me a second. I gotta actually roll here. Okay. So you see, as you're looking into the hut, you see that there are a total of 7 larger grung in that hut, and 9 small ones.
Damn, they're packed in that hut.
Yeah, they are literally stuffed insanely in there.
With all our equipment too. Jeez. Okay. All right.
Okay.
And as you're looking into the hut, the small ones are all sort of a dull grayish green color. The large ones are all purple.
Purple. Can I tell immediately what weapon they possess if they do?
As you're looking in, you don't see anything immediately as you're looking at them.
Okay.
But again, you're looking in, it's like any other hut would be. You're looking in through a door. So at this point, you're seeing more just flashes of large purple frogs moving around and smaller ones hopping around.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
And as you are checking that, and you have to make a quick dive out of the side as this battalion proceeds to move right past where you're standing, and we're just going to stick them in the water for ease, as they bring Dragonbait and Devaney up. And again, they all make the same gesture to take the take all of the equipment.
So Devaney has this uncharacteristically wide smile and slowly starts handing over her scimitar, her short sword, her hand axes, her pack with all her stuff in it. She even hands over her wand of fireballs without any hesitation whatsoever, still with this almost goofy grin on her face.
Nice
Do you-
power move, Devaney.
Yeah.
And what's worse is, I know why. Okay, as Devaney hands all of that over, they get ready to move you, and you notice Dragonbait with an extremely concerned look on his face.
Oh no.
Quinn,
Before-
you
No,
notice
I know
the,
why
you
too.
notice the look. I'm not sure if you would necessarily know why.
Oh, Quinn knows. Quinn knows why.
Well, no, I don't
Sarah
know
knows,
if Quinn
Luana
knows that he
doesn't.
has it.
Sarah knows,
That
Luana doesn't.
he has it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
nobody knows except Devaney.
Oh,
It,
that's
would,
true.
it was,
yeah.
it's, you can see the look, but you're not, it's, everyone in the party's commented it's a very nice sword. But it's, so you and Devaney both being that close see the sort of panicked look on his face, but you see it for two very different reasons.
Yeah.
And Devaney will sort of put her hand on Dragonbait's shoulder and said, I'm sure they'll take good care of the sword, hoping that he understands she doesn't mean that at all.
Okay, say, go ahead and make a persuasion check. Okay. As the head sort of tilts sideways to you a little bit, but then you get a sort of almost an imperceptible nod, just a very slight movement. The pack comes off, the sword gets taken off, and Dragonbait sort of gets all of his stuff put together and hands it over. And then, much like your other two compatriots, the two of you get dropped into prison. And with that, with the four of you being in there, you notice that one of the groups decides to stay behind, as the other group of six jumps off into the river, or lake, or whatever we're going to call this strange spot, and start to swim off. And with that, the group is officially out of initiative,
But in prison.
as you have survived a much larger group of grungs than you probably should have survived, thanks to Solana's chit-chatting with them and hideously low insight rolls on it, even though they didn't know what was being said. And this is where we'll leave our party until next week.
Yeah.
Locked in prison,
Ooh, I'm so excited.
surrounded
know.
by grung, equipment locked up in a
Hi.
hut with a bunch of grungs that you as a group have never run into before, and have no knowledge of what their capabilities may or may not be. Oops, I just put a grung in prison with Devaney.
What's up, buddy?
Frog legs.
You know?
Been here doing hard time.
You know? It's...
How far down is the drop?
So it's... Basically, it's 5 feet deep,
Oh.
and the bars are built over the top of it. So basically, you've got... Basically, one block down, and you got 1 block above your head, which is made out of very sort of hold on, let me grab my little thing here. It says it's covered by stout wooden bars. Prisoners confined here are guarded round the clock, so they're gonna watch you while you sleep.
How far apart are the
Okay,
bars?
I like it.
Looking at you might be able to get your hand through. You know, it's not not like that. I mean, you could probably get your hand through, make a fist, and go through.
Okay.
We're not talking, 2-inch bars. These are meant to. It's meant. Let's not call it a prison. Let's call it a meat locker.
That doesn't sound any
Why'd you have to go and say that?
Yeah.
We're all about that meat.
You know, but when Gizzard can't be here, it becomes the DM's job to provide meat to things to eat.
Alright.
Thanks to
Oh.
Quinn this evening, the meat came.
You're all welcome for an exciting episode.
Ooh, this is wonderful. Much better than I thought this was going to go.
Okay.
So with that, I want to say thank you to everyone, Digitio, and thank you very much for hanging with us. Even with the video issues, we're still running somewhere between 15 to 20 frames per second, so I know the video quality hasn't been great today. I apologize for that. Thank you, though, Electrical Skateboard for being here. This is Orkward, Thronezilla, everyone who popped by to see our group tackling their task at Dungrelung. And we'll
Like
see.
the worst idea ever.
Well, we got to see how they make it out of this, and this, depending on how things go, this could put you over the top. You never know. Group's been actively looking for something, and depending on how they manage to get out of this one. Oh, and we're already getting people in the Twitch chat wondering, why is Devaney so confident and comfortable about this? What's going on?
Freaked out too. Like,
Solana, quick, turn
Yeah.
into a fly and buzz out. Abandon them all there.
yeah, I was like, I don't think the wooden bars are like a mesh. Like, I'm pretty sure you can spider out of there. I think you'll be
it's,
fine.
Yeah.
Spider, rat. Now, granted, turning into a fly or a spider when surrounded by frogs.
No, I was gonna go giant constrictor squeeze.
Yeah, squish everybody else inside the cage too.
Yeah,
Okay.
that would probably do some bludgeoning damage because you guys are
Okay,
literally sort of clustered in there. I mean, it's plausible if they don't mind, get a snake arm, snake armpit in one face, snake butt in the other face.
I'll
But,
consider my options.
You've got a little time to figure it out as you guys are going to be Golden Hills in prison for a little bit. Quen, I also want you to keep in mind as well, your invisibility spell runs out in an hour. So as a result of this walking around, you probably have somewhere between 35 to 45 minutes left is all this has taken. They've taken the weapons, they've locked everything up. They've got everything in the hut. So you've got a little bit of time left with it, but you want to plan on what you're doing, where these four have a week to think about what they're going to be doing behind bars. This way okay, here's what I'm considering doing, here's what I want to happen when my invisibility starts to run out.
Okay, so I also have like a few more spell slots in that section. It's a level 3 spell. So like, can I just hold my concentration?
You'd have to recast it, and
Okay.
during that time frame, so it would literally be you'd blink in and blink out.
Okay. Okay.
Because the minute
Well,
you
then
cast
I
the
guess-
spell, it cancels that one out and restarts. So it's like, realistically, you could, I dive into a bush, roll a stealth check, cast my spell.
Uh-huh.
You know, the odds of them seeing you in that second may not be great, but standing out in the middle, 10 feet from the jail, blinking in and out, yeah, somebody's going to see something and they're going to start whipping something at you.
Okay.
So-
So Quinn is gonna like climb in like one of these trees and sort of just hide there, for the time being.
Oh, okay. So go ahead, do me a favor, go ahead and make a stealth check for me while we're still here so we don't forget next time, and we'll have that already in here.
Do I have advantage because I'm invisible?
Because you're invisible only. If you hadn't been invisible, you'd be sitting up there with the alchemy jug getting trashed.
Well, it's not autumn yet, so you know.
I'm gonna save you,